Days of Our Lives spoilers for Weeks Ahead. Belle vs. Sammy explodes, cheaters, and EJ crisis. Days of Our Lives spoilers Monday, April 7th. JJ Dubaity's Gabi's story, Rafe hides clue, Jada's risky move. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives gives a whole 4 weeks ahead of spoilers. It's a skulk peep, and we're going to talk about Belle Black at war with Sammy Brady, some cheaters fractured, and EJ DiMera's life hanging by a thread. Will he live? Will he die? And who shot him? Days of Our Lives spoilers. Belle, Sammy and EJ ahead. Just to set the stage for this first spoiler about Belle and Sammy, we've Roman Brady concerned and feeling a little shamefaced about discovering the sap to Johnny DiMera that EJ, his dear daddy, is a robber, just like Arnold Feniger is. So, it turns out Johnny has been trying to reach his mama, Sammy, but she has been dodging his calls. But easily, she knows she's demanded because veritably soon, Johnny's mama is back in Salem to see him. And she'll check on EJ, who remains in critical condition at University Hospital. EJ's critical condition and Belle's confession. Days of Our Lives spoilers. By the end of this week, Chad DiMera is with EJ in his sanitarium room when his big family has some kind of seizure and perhaps flatlining. And also Kayla Brady gives a dire update on EJ's status to Chad. By coming week, EJ still remains unconscious and in veritably critical condition. However, Belle Black just told her big family Brady Black that, like him, if you flash back, Belle is really into EJ. And it's not just about him being a hunk and hot in the sack. There's real passions there. Also, coming week, the week of April 7th, Belle is at EJ's bedside at the sanitarium. And Belle is absolutely devastated over what has happened to EJ. She's sitting at his side while he remains unconscious. And Belle tells him that she loves him. I'm sure that EJ would like to hear that, but he can't. But guess who does? Her big family. Sammy is lurking at the door, and she hears Belle's big love concession made to Sammy's ex-husband. Sammy's return and Rafe's rebound. Days of Our Lives drama unfolds. So, you can go that Belle isn't going to get a high five from Hurricane Sammy or any kind of congratulations. I anticipate a big nasty Belle vs. Sammy showdown, like the last time she was in City and set up out that Belle had been in bed with EJ. So, fresh off of checking in on her ex-husband that was shot during these 4 weeks of April, Sammy goes to check on her other ex-husband, Rafe Hernandez. You know, the bone who was abducted and held interned by her other ex-husband, EJ, and his henchman, Arnold Feniger, who formerly pretended to be her ex-husband. So, it's messy stuff for Sammy. And she's feeling really bad that Rafe had to go through this trauma again with Arnold. Days of Our Lives spoilers. Sammy gives comfort. Sammy is there to console him. And of course, bear in mind, Rafe just set up out that Jada Hunter got frisky with Sean Brady after she allowed he slept with a stripper. Rafe is relatively worried that Jada and Gabi Hernandez didn't notice he'd been replaced by that idiot villain. So, the good thing is that Sammy is there to let him cry on her shoulder, and Rafe crying on Sammy's shoulder turns into Rafe and Sammy taking off their clothes, getting in bed, and doing the deed. Guess what? At some point during April, according to sanctioned Days of Our Lives spoilers for these 4 weeks, kinsman Javi Hernandez sees them in the sack together. So, will Javi turn around and tell Gabi, and will one of them tell Jada? We'll see, because this week, Sean comforts and worried Jada, and they might wind up back in the sack in April as well. Bifurcations and prom dates. High school drama in Salem on Days of Our Lives. Now, let's talk about a couple of bifurcations. First, flashback. Holly Jonas told Tate Black to take a hike. She ditched him, allegedly because he dimed out Doug III to Julie Williams. Tate called up to tell her that Doug's grandson stole her choker, but really, Holly was angry at Tate for a lot of effects, and that was just the thing that eventually made her snap. After Holly ditched Tate, of course, he ran over to get comfort from Sophia Choi, Rachel Boyd, his baby ma. Now, we're heading into the end of the academy time in Salem, and Holly, Sophia, and Tate are all High Academy seniors. With Holly remonstrating him to the check, that leaves Tate without a date to the hop, and guess what? He asks pregnant Sophia, and she's thrilled to say yes. Tate's assignation gets her each agitated, and Sophia is kind of falling for Tate each over again. With all this verified for the 4 weeks of April on Days of Our Lives, I've to wonder if Holly's going to turn around and invite Doug III to go to Hop as her date, because he's hot, she likes him, and she may want to rub it in Tate's face, especially when she finds out he's taking Sophia. Gabby, JJ, and the firing suspects Days of Our Lives April spoilers. Another couple dealing with a bifurcation seems to be Gabby and JJ Devereaux. So, right now, in this moment, we're at on Days, they feel fine. They're courting, they're sleeping together. That's about to change during the month of April, because it looks like they're going to resolve grounded on these spoilers. Rafe and Gabby are both going to wind up as suspects in JJ's disquisition into EJ's shooting. However, JJ saw Gabby with a gun in her hand at the Demerrimance, aiming it at EJ and hanging to kill him, if you flash back. So, of course, JJ CA and ignore that, and he's going to have to consider that his gal is a suspect in this firing. Rafe is also going to be on the list of suspects because of what EJ allegedly did to him with the hijacking and Arnold. Days of Our Lives spoilers. When will Rafe's footage air? Of course, Rafe planted that gigantic and not subtle camera. So, we've to wonder how long until that footage comes. I don't know if that camera is going to show the shooter, because he was checking to see if it captured EJ in that precedent. So, all it may show is EJ being shot, but not the malefactor. We'll see. So, nethermost line, when JJ has to question them and makes allegations, Gabby may get really frenetic and call effects off with him. The reason that looks like it's on the table is there's a 4-week spoiler for the month of April in Days of Our Lives that says JJ makes in trouble to win back Gabby. So, that means they've obviously resolved. So, that's the update for April on couples that break up. Xander and Sarah's honeymoon troubles Days of Our Lives anniversary plans. Now, let's talk about some happy couples for the moment. Xander Cook and Sarah Horton are happy, but we know effects are about to turn bad for them. You may flash back when Xander married Sarah, they no way got a honeymoon because all the drama with his horrible mama and the mega hit and run. So, coming up on their anniversary, Xander and Sarah are planning a trip to celebrate, but we got to wonder if they're indeed going to make it on the trip. Because Xander is going to find out soon that Sarah has been conspiring with Philip Kyriakis and lying to him while she covers for his thieving family that defrauded him, and that might put a little mute on that honeymoon trip. Sarah may lose her hubby and find out the honeymoon is over this month. We'll see the timing on that. Alex and Stephanie's romance, a minor spoiler from Days of Our Lives. Eventually, and this isn't a terribly intriguing spoiler, actually, but it's part of the 4-weekday spoilers from NBC. So, we're told that Alex Kyriakis and Stephanie Johnson lounge in their love as Alex makes clear to Stephanie that she's the only woman in his heart. I feel like that's formerly where they're right now, so I don't know why that's news, but hey, it's what they gave us. Days of Our Lives spoilers Monday, April 7th. JJ Dubaity's Gabby's story, Rafe hides clue, Jada's risky move. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, April 7th, reveal that JJ Devereaux will misdoubt Gabby Hernandez's story while Rafe Hernandez hides an indication. Jada Hunter will also make a parlous move, so then's what Days of Our Lives suckers can look forward to. For starters, Gabby should find herself on the hot seat now that JJ Devereaux's had a significant flashback. JJ can't forget that Gabby nearly shot EJ not too long ago, so it looks like he'll misdoubt her innocence on Monday's day's occasion. Although Gabby claimed she first heard about the firing from Leo Stark, JJ may wonder if that's true. You can go. JJ will ultimately ask further questions and determine that Gabby doesn't have a solid justification. Of course, that could lead to JJ flat out asking if Gabby's the bone who pulled the detector. Some major conflict is coming up for Gabby and JJ, so she may be offended over any allegations he might make. Other days spoilers say Rafe will hide an indication now that he's removed the bug he planted at the Demerrimance. Did that recording device catch any hints about the malefactor who fired at EJ? Rafe might hear for substantiation, but he presumably wouldn't be handing anything over to the Bobbies. There presumably wouldn't be firm evidence of who's responsible, so Rafe wouldn't want to do anything to draw attention to himself as an implicit suspect. As for Jada, she's playing with fire now that she's gone home with Sean Brady to sleep off her drunkenness. Once Rafe inescapably gets updates on where Jada decided to crash, he's going to be furious. It may take a little time for Rafe to find out that news, but another blow-up should be coming sooner or laterly. Days spoilers say Jada and Rafe are on the verge of being torn indeed further piecemeal. Will Rafe and Jada's separation turn into a full-blooded split? Will this lead to Jada and Sean getting an factual couple? Rafe may make some prognostications about Jada moving on with Sean and decide he should do the same. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Sammy Brady will hop back in bed with Rafe down the road, so stay tuned for further romantic developments. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.